Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gizmo Joe. Today, I have something a little different for you. I actually have a laptop by Jumper. It is the EZBook 3 Pro, as you can see. This guy usually retails for about 300 bucks. I got him on sale for I think 290. That's US dollars, and just came in today. And as you can see, I'm just having a look at the box. Looks in decent shape. They gave me a adapter, so that's always good. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe just like a little receipt or something, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Shipping list. But anyway, so I've been interested in these laptops because they're quite thin. They're kind of remind me of like a MacBook Air or whatever. But I was looking to get one, a laptop that ran Windows, had a decent battery life, etc., etc. So I read a lot about them, and they seem to be fairly decent. So I decided to roll the dice and get one. Anyway, let's just open this guy up and see what's in here. Alright, so what's in this box here? Not sure what that is. That's nothing. Alright, so in this box, let's have a look. Okay, so this is the charging port thing. I mean, it kind of feels a bit cheap. I do know that the one thing that I don't particularly like about these little laptops is that they come with these proprietary plugs. Now, I'm sure I probably have one of these or something similar that can power this guy sitting in my collection of mismatched plugs and adapters and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, why can't they just make it USB-C or something simple so that, if I lose this or if this thing breaks or whatever, I can still charge my device? I don't know. They have to be difficult, I guess. But anyway, so that's a proprietary barrel plug. But again, you could probably find one that, as long as it fits and provided the same sort of voltage or amperage or whatever, you'd probably be all right. But anyway, so that's just a little gripe. But anyway, so in that box was nothing but the little charger. There's nothing else inside here as far as I can tell. Toss that to the side. So let's have a look. Now, these guys come from China, so I'm curious about how they're packaged. So there's nothing else in the box. So, I mean, they do have these styrofoam bits, which I guess is good. Gives you, some protection. Let's take these off. Alright, so what's this here? So this looks like it's probably like a little warranty card or a user manual. Yeah, user manual. Pretty bare bones for an entire laptop. I mean, but, I guess I've used the laptop before, so I don't really need it. Anyway, so this is the guy. Comes in silver, so I got the 64 gigabyte model with the dual band Wi-Fi. Now, again, depending on which model you opt for, they charge accordingly. So as you can see here, it's the EZBook 3 Pro. So it's not necessarily a new model. The X4, I think, is out now. But that one's pretty pricey. So, I just wanted to get this one. But anyway, as you can see, it's pretty thin. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not terribly light. I thought it would be lighter. I'm not entirely sure what the weight is on this guy, but it's an all-metal construction, which is good. But like I said, it does feel a bit heavier than I anticipated. I thought it would be a little bit lighter. Anyway, on the side here, you can see that's the charging port. You got a USB 3 port. That's for a micro SD card. On the back here, you got nothing, just the hinge there. On the other side here, oh no, I'm sorry, that is the charging port. This must be the headphone jack over on the other side. It's an odd place for the headphone jack, although I guess they couldn't put it down here because it's too thin. But yeah, so that's the headphone jack, USB 3, micro SD. Flip it around onto the other side. You're looking at that's the DC in. So that's your power port there. That's what your barrel plug's going to slot into. You got another USB 3 port there, and that looks like a micro or mini HDMI. So not bad. Minimal plugs, but again, you don't need much more than that, I suppose. All right, let's open this guy up. So it does have this sort of plastic bit on there. I'm going to leave that on for now, but you can see it's just the Jumper logo there. I actually don't mind that. I know the Xiaomi notebooks and stuff have nothing on there. That to me looks a bit weird. So I do like the little logo there, but I like how it's nice and small. It's kind of out of the way. It's not, this ostentatious kind of Jumper logo. I mean, it's just nice and clean. Anyway, let's open this guy up. So what's this here? This is probably a warranty card or something. Oh, useful reminder. Thank you very much. Tells you about force shutdowns and stuff like that. So I wonder if that's a problem with these guys. Hopefully not. Anyway, let's take this a little bit away. So I know my camera setup is a bit limiting here, but first impressions, this feels quite nice. Again, it's all metal. I don't know about this trackpad being black. That to me is a bit weird. It's just a minor gripe, I guess. It's not really that big of a deal. But the trackpad is nice and big. It does feel like it's pretty solidly built, so it feels like it could take a bit of a, clicking and be all right. The keyboard, the keys feel nice. Does remind me sort of a Apple laptop. But keys are nice. They don't have much travel, but again, there's virtually no flex in the keyboard either, so that's always good. And again, this is all metal, so I would expect that to be very, very good. If we take a look at so that's as far as this guy goes. So a bit disappointed there. So that's your angle that you're going to get on this thing. I would have liked to have seen it go back a little bit further. Just because, sometimes you're sitting in awkward positions or whatever. But yeah, so you just have, I think that's a 2 megapixel little selfie camera there. But yeah, so just a bit disappointed on the actual angle that you can slot this guy down. But this is a very thin machine. It is thin, it feels really solid. It actually feels more expensive than it actually is. If we flip it over on the back, you do have these, so there's your speaker grills. So it must be down firing into the table, which that kind of sucks, although, why they couldn't put them on the front so that when you have the laptop open, the speakers are firing up at you, I'm not sure, but instead they opted to place them down here, so they're firing down into the table. So I can't imagine that the sound quality is fantastic on this guy. I'm not sure what this little door does. I'll have to investigate that. But you have these fairly large rubber feet, which I think some people think that they're a bit ugly, but I actually quite like them because it means that it's not going to move around, and the bottom of the laptop doesn't get all scratched up from a table or whatever, because these feet actually keep it sort of suspended off of the table. So that's really good. Now, as far as I know, the RAM and everything is all soldered onto the motherboard here, so even if you took this guy apart, you wouldn't be able to do much with it. Not a huge issue, but again, it's only got 64 gigabytes of storage, but you could always buy yourself a relatively inexpensive micro SD card, slot it right in there, and you'd be fine. But anyway, that's going to do it for this unboxing video of the Jumper EZBook 3 Pro. Like I said, it's last year's model, but you can get them fairly cheap, and I'm pretty happy with the overall construction. First impressions, impressed. Keyboard feels good, trackpad feels good. The all metal construction feels really, really good. The only thing that I can complain about, again, is that hinge. I would prefer it to go back a little bit further. And the down-facing speakers, that to me is an odd design choice. I'm not really sure why they would put them there, because I have to imagine that the sound quality suffers. But anyway, the Jumper EZBook 3 Pro. Looking forward to using it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to comment. It really helps me out. Anyway, I will catch you guys next week with a brand new video. That's going to do it for today. This is Gizmo Joe signing off.